I'm going to be giving you some social media tools, notably Twitter, a few apps, and some websites that you can use to make geography a bit more engaging. I understand that that word has always been thrown around in terms of what makes things engaging, but from personal experience, when you ask students, and this is really unfortunate, what subject they normally dislike, geography is normally in the top 5, along with math and other subjects. And sort of think one thing, well, it's just about rocks. Well, no, it's a bit more than rocks. When I went for my job interview at my current school, the principal asked me, well, what does geography mean to you? And I got really animated because I was sitting across a table from him, and I said, well, geography is everything. Geography is the fact that I'm a 20-something living in one certain area, travelling a certain amount of time from home to work. That's geography. That's one reason why I'm looking for jobs in this area, because it's close to home in terms of transport links. It's also, well, the air we're breathing now. It's the board table we're sitting in front of. What's the origin of this wood? Geography is everything. And I think that's what clinched it for him when he sort of saw how passionate I got. So in terms of what today's going to happen, a brief intro, some technology tools we can use, and then tinker time. I really want you guys to actually try and put some of this into practice, whether it be downloading some apps or trying out some websites. And I apologise if a lot of these apps and a lot of these websites are already really familiar. But as I said, in the blurb for this, it was sort of more of a beginner to an intermediate thing there. So, bit of background about me. I'm from New South Wales, 7 to 12 geography, commerce, business studies, religion educator. And this presentation's an expanded and updated version of an article I wrote for the AGTA New South Wales Journal. So if you want to access that, original article, if you click on that link when you go to the presentation, it will take you straight there. Now, so in terms of technology now, a lot of, if you are on any sort of platform of social media and talking to other teachers, you'll notice that there's always a debate between traditional and progressive educators. Is it really just better to grab a textbook, do the questions, and that's it, or is it better to get technology going? And then where on the spectrum should you stop? Should it be half-half? Should you blend it like that? Should it be no books whatsoever? Should it all be interactive, all digital? So really, in the end, you've got to think, well, what's best for the students? I understand that sometimes a textbook is probably the easiest option, and that's something that I do as well. Sometimes you can't beat something like that, okay? But you also can't really go too full into the sphere of, I'm only going to use technology, because as I was putting together the presentation, and I said, I've got a great tool I want to show you today, it wasn't working. So, I'm presenting about technology, and half it's not even going to work for me because the Wi-Fi is stopping me from doing it. So, that's something you've got to keep in mind. So, but really you've got to think, well, what is it for students? What's in it for them? So, really, they're learning outside of the time of 8:30 to 3 or 8:30 to 2:30, depending on how your school runs. They no longer do it in those 4 walls of their classroom. They can now choose. They've got a lot of different learning needs now that we are legally obliged to cater to as well. So using things like technology, certain apps that might assist them, it allows you to make your adjustments for students that might need more help in certain areas. And students now learn at their own pace. They can be doing it on the weekend. They could be watching a YouTube clip on a train on the way to soccer practice or on a bus on the way home. They might not necessarily be doing everything you've asked them by a certain deadline, but they might still be doing it just at their own pace, and technology does allow them to do that. One thing that I do in my classroom is flip learning. So basically I put together a video for them. I send them the video a couple of days before the lesson. They watch it, and then in class, rather than listening to me go on for 3 lessons going through a PowerPoint waiting for the slowest person to stop writing, they've done their notes on a 5-minute clip. They can pause me, they can rewind me, they can watch me over and over and over again, which allows for the different learning needs, that differentiation of students that might need to stop and re-watch it over and over again. And in class, we can actually do some more interactive, hands-on, practical activities, and that frees up a lot of time. So they can learn at their own pace. There's no deadline. There's no, you need to have this activity done, question done by this day. It's more of a process that they get through to an end goal. So the 4 things we're going to look at today is social media, some tablet apps, some Google apps for education or some GAFE products, and then some other learning technologies, some other websites that we can use.